understand what you're saying, because you're talking about his testimony and his statements changing. So what do you mean?
So
why would you be used? How would this come up at all?
to show that this was a photo of him in court
Okay.
when we believe when the witness was testifying. And based upon what Ms. Smith advised us, I believe, or matter of fact, his phone was taken on the day that the posts were made. So back in 2021, during the trial of the case, we believe that Mr. Lee was present in court.
Mm-hmm.
While in court.
Yes. And that while in court, he sent those emojis?
He posted those emojis. We believe he sent them while in court. He posted those emojis. Whether or not Ms. Smith was on the stand is something he is saying. He never saw her on the stand. That's what he is saying. What we know is he was in court when those emojis were posted. Whether or not she was on the stand or not, we don't know. But he was present in court, we believe, when those emojis were posted. And so this was just proof of the fact that he was sitting in court in or around the time that these subsequent messages that are coming after this post were posted.
How are you? This is a picture of him in courtroom 7E, apparently.
Yes.
How are you proving that it is during Mr. Ryan's trial? Am I missing something?
He is a part of our,
Are you going to be able to establish when this picture was taken?
Yes, I believe he will admit that he went to the trial and saw the trial himself.
And which
I believe
case,
he will admit that.
Why will you need this picture?
To show proof of those things. The same way we have a responding officer who goes to a scene.
So you're going to put it up and then say, is this you in court during the Ryan Blaylock trial?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess if he says no, he says no. Okay. So in terms of the objection then.
If they lay the foundation.
I'm not sure what you mean by if they lay the foundation. So they're going to present it to him and say, is this you in court during the trial? And he'll either say yes or he'll say no.
Right. If he puts himself there at the date and the time that they're saying, then that's this foundation. But if he doesn't, I don't. If he says no, then it shouldn't come in because he didn't lay the foundation.
I agree. Okay. So that's that one. What else?
And then
Talk into your mic. Talk into your mic and talk to me.
Was talking to you, Your Honor.
Okay. Because you're gesturing over at them.
I know, but I believe this is what I referred to the other day with regard to the person that is identified as Slat Qua, not Quay, but it's Slat Qua. One has not been identified, but it is certainly no one in this courtroom, and I believe that the state will elicit that. This is my understanding, and I'm looking at you, Judge. It's my understanding that would be the testimony. If there's anything else, I want an opportunity to.
It was my understanding that the state and the defense were going to enter into a stipulation that any reference to a qua here or wherever it comes in this Instagram, there was a stipulation that it wasn't any of the people nicknamed qua or quay in this courtroom. Have y'all not done that?
Judge, that's been my understanding as well. However,
we're still working on that.
All right, well, sounds like we might need to get to it before Wunie Lee testifies.
I agree.
Your Honor, myself and Mr. Harvey had spoken a short while ago where asking this witness, this is his thread of who is this? And then I do not know what his response will be at this moment, but I do not expect him to say it is Mr. Nichols or Mr. Huey. And whoever he says, if he says, I don't know who that is, you can ask him, is there anyone in this courtroom here today? And if he says no, I think it will be crystal clear that that was what me and Harvey we hadn't finalized it, but that was what we were discussing. The state's not trying to insinuate
discuss it with Mr. Matthews also.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
If y'all come to an agreement, that's fine.
Your Honor, I will.
And why don't you let me know what that agreement is before Mr. Lee testifies?
Your Honor, Mr. Rubin, Mr. Lee's attorney is here. I will ask Mr. Rubin, and we'll have that answer before lunch, by the time we come back from lunch.
And Your Honor,
Going to ask the attorney what the answer to that question is.
So he
gonna
can
be?
ask his client, that's Mr. Lee's attorney, so we can get the answer of who Slat Quay is over the break.
Okay, and then what if he says one thing to his attorney now and then he says another thing on the stand? Are we going to have another specter of putting an attorney on the stand?
No, Your Honor. I believe that we have been in communication with each other. So I don't think that result
I'm not
will
sure
occur.
that that's going to resolve it, but if the state and Mr. Matthews and Mr. Harvey come to an agreement about that, that's fine. Y'all let me know.
We will.
Okay, next.
Your Honor.
So is there another objection besides we need to make sure that everybody knows who this is or isn't the slat qua?
I do, unless
Okay.
it's coming in under 248807 D2E. All that Mr. Lee, according to this document on page, all he says is you all got into it with them. Everything else would come from this other person. So that's my objection as well. That page really is not very illuminating on what Mr. Lee is doing to further the interests of the alleged conspiracy.
So it would be, as I understand the state's position, it would come in to impeach Mr. Lee if he claims not to know who YFN is. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so do you need the entirety of it?
On a different page anyway.
This is, I'm looking at page 1397, the highlighted portions of 1397.
It matters to the court on page 854, which I think is 2 pages forward or above. It's Mr. Lee. It's identified as Mr. Lee's Instagram account, and it says YFN ends by your house. So I don't see why we would need it on another page.
A different one. Oh, that's true. Okay, so
I'll show you what's been marked as 37 and admitted, excuse
Oh,
me.
that was my mixtape name. That's why he put the hashtag. He was supporting my mixtape.
Your mixtape was No Slime Left Behind.
Yes.
What made you name your mixtape No Slime Left Behind?
Like the No Child Left Behind thing that's, in school.
Okay.
I just named it that. No Slime Left Behind.
And when you were talking about slime, who were you referencing anyone particular?
No, not nobody in particular. No, I just wanted to be different. I just named it that.
I'm going to publish 37 NN.
Wrong, I can feel it.
Just a feeling I got. Like something's about to happen.
Who is in 37 NN?
OG Boo.
And who is that?
Shannon.
All right. And can you read for the jury the caption?
Read his caption.
Yes.
Said ain't nothing more compatible than a trench. A carbon while in the trenches.
And then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs. Life size.
Okay. And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
Is there another hashtag on the screen?
Oh no.
Your Honor.
It's in this paper
Your
right
Honor.
here. You got me reading.
Your Honor, I have to make a motion.
All right, I'm going to excuse
I
you.
wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at this paper.
That's fine, don't worry about it. Can I ask you to step outside for just a minute? And jury, I'll excuse y'all for just a minute.
what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that, because if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled. And I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think it is continued, and I am sorry, y'all have, you know, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes, but I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
yes.
You would? Who else would? That means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Judge, just a moment.
Sure.
It's caught in the crossfire.